What's up everybody, Cutroneo here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is video number 30 in my video progress series on Roland Dyens Saudade No. 3. So what you just heard was the last section of this piece, and you know, really things that I'm pretty happy with in the performance is that end section seems to be going relatively well. And you know, definitely the lento section way better at getting the tempo that I want to have and controlling the rhythm that I need. My practice this session is a little bit different than what I did last week. Last week I sort of went from the end and worked my way backward, which was very productive, I have to say. Decided that I was going to focus on going from the front down the piece with a very intentional practice, which is really making sure that as I'm playing those fast repeated notes, that I'm staying relaxed and loose and still hitting the dynamic accents that I need to hit, but not building up the tension. So I actually spent 20 minutes of my practice on that, and I have to say, in the performance that you're going to hear, I was actually quite pleased with how relaxed, especially my forearm was in doing that. Process that I used, I call a laddered metronome practice, where I go from half speed and I'm actually jumping 20 beats per minute intervals. So I would go at 120, then 140, then 160, 180, and so on to get to 240. And what I'm looking for is staying relaxed as I'm playing it. I'm trying to do that 3 times in a row and addressing any issues that may potentially come up that probably are being hidden as I just try and play it fast. So probably the biggest issue was in just the accuracy of placement as I'm playing, and making sure the fingers are coming back down, especially at the slow speed, because at the slow speed I'm still practicing getting those fingers to move quickly, but at the faster speed there's just less space in between the notes being played. I noticed that a lot of my time was spent on the slower tempi, 120, 140, 160, 180. Right about the 180 mark, things started to come together and coalesce, and I was able to get my 3 times in a row way easier in that sense. So that slow practice and that diligent practice of being relaxed and controlling the release, well, not controlling the release, but controlling the hands and making sure that I'm getting a good release and all that stuff really paid off, I felt. The downside to that is that I only got up to, I want to say, the middle of the 3rd line, so I didn't get a lot done quantity-wise, but the quality of the practice I thought was really good and carried over into the performance really well. I then spent another 10 minutes reinforcing the end, really working on sort of the first issue, which is that whole thing. Again, accuracy with finger placement and all that kind of stuff going on. And that was the last 10 minutes of my practice. So, you know, I felt that the middle part was the sloppiest, which would make sense because I really didn't spend time working on that. What I'm hoping is that in my next practice and getting ready for the live stream on June 30th, that I'm going to have more time in my practice and get through some of the areas that I've already previously practiced relatively easily and be able to work on those things. It really is a balancing and a juggling act right now. In this performance that you're going to hear, I think that the areas that I worked on were really, really solid, but because of the focus there and not really doing a whole lot of the piece today, I feel that the performance of this section kind of suffered because of that. But let's take a listen and then we'll wrap up. So there's my performance. Like I said, I thought the opening was really good. It felt really good while playing. Yeah, there's a little missed notes here and there, but overall, the goal of really relaxing, especially my forearm, while I'm doing those quick succession of notes really paid off. And then also the clarity that I worked on in the last passage before the slow section at the end of the piece, I think also paid off. So if you stuck around to the end of this video, thanks a lot for watching, and please consider giving it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button so that way you're notified every time I release a new video. With all that said, thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you guys in the next video.